Here we are. So good morning everybody, welcome to the Wellbeing Ritual every weekday at 8 a.m. for 20 minutes, your daily dose of feel-good well-being. I am so thrilled that you're here and thrilled to be here on a Thursday where we're going to do a little bit of yoga. So we're going to do a little bit of a yoga practice today, and I'm thinking we're going to focus a bit on the legs. That's my plan. When we do legs, that always ends up being a bit of hips and a bit of twisting, and because actually we're such an incredibly intricate, interconnected web of muscles and bones and ligaments and cells that you can't really move one without it having an effect somewhere else. So, which brings me to a really important point about yoga that I think is really crucial in understanding your practice. It's not actually about the poses that you're doing. It's about your mindset as you're doing them. So you can do the same yoga sequence every day for the rest of your life, but it will never actually be the same terrain because your external environment and your internal environment are fluctuating and adjusting and changing. You're never the same chemical arrangement from 1 minute to the next. It's all changing. There's something like 50,000 chemical reactions happening per second in your body. So really the focus of a yoga class, moving around from hips to heart to shoulders, it's nice because you can get in anatomically and get in there on a physical level, but truly for me the practice is about that journey inward and reconnecting to the deeper part of myself that's not so hijacked by my response, my fight or flight, and I'm into that higher prefrontal cortex plane of rational and intuitive living. And so really the sequencing is less important than the mindset. And that's why the breath is so key, because the breath is what allows that mindset to drop in. And it's a mindset of compassion, it's a mindset of love for yourself. It's the observer being able to step back out of the drama, out of the chaos of what's going on, whether that's outside or inside, and being able to observe your place in the bigger picture. Okay, so to do that, let's take 3 breaths to bring ourselves into this space. So take your hand to your heart, one hand to your sternum, let your shoulders drop away from your ears. We're going to take 3 breaths in and out through, actually let's breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. So breath 1, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And let yourself feel a little bit heavier. Breathing in through the nose, breath 2, and out through the mouth. Third breath, in through the nose. And maybe even let a little sigh as you exhale. And bringing your hands down towards your lap. Take some circles in your shoulders. Maybe have a little wriggle through the spine. I'm going to come to sitting cross-legged because I find it that much more stable to do so. And then holding on to knees, let's move with our breath. Inhale, rock the heart forwards between the gates of the arms, and as you exhale, rock the heart back, letting the tailbone tuck down towards the floor. Inhale as you rock forwards, and exhale as you rock back. Drop the eyelids so that you become much more tuned to the breath and how the movement is flowing, or maybe is not flowing. And we're just gently coaxing it into a more rhythmic, a more oceanic place. Well done. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Fold the elbows, hold onto either elbow. Pull the elbows apart from one another, but use the hands to draw them in. And then gently take the arms back behind you so that you're framing your head. And this is an opportunity to get into the diaphragm. So the deeper you breathe here, the more you're going to wake your diaphragm up. And it's quite nice to take a little side to side wriggle. Inhale, take the arms up high. Interlink fingers, press the palms up towards the ceiling. And take a little crescent lunge from side to side. So as you drop to the left, the right hip stays grounded. And inhale to center, and as you drop to the right, the left sitting bone stays grounded. And then we're going to come into a gentle twist. So let's take right hand across to left knee, left hand behind. Inhale to sit up. Exhale and smile as you turn to face the wall behind you. In particular here, you really get to feel the inhale is a lifting up of the rib cage and the exhale is a twist. Inhale as you sweep back around, left hand to right knee, right hand behind you. The inhale is a lift and the exhale is a twist. Inhale to center, walk your hands forwards. Drop your chin to your chest, come into a forward bend. And inhale as you walk your hands back. Take your hands behind you. So you're going to have your fingers pointing towards your sitting bones. Soften the elbows, roll the shoulders so the shoulder blades slide towards one another, and then lift the heart, looking down the length of your body. Excuse me. And then as you inhale, you're going to lift the gaze up. And depending on how your neck feels, you might want to look to the wall behind you, or you might just come up a little way. It might just be your eyes, your gaze that is taking you upwards. And then come back into center. So we're hopefully a little bit more present in our bodies now. We're going to come up onto all fours. And take my jumper off. Okay, so the knees are beneath the hips, the shoulders are above the wrists, the elbows are soft. It can be really tempting to lock the elbows out here, so try not to do that. And the fingers are wide apart with the middle fingers pointing forwards. Inhale, dip the spine towards the earth, roll the shoulders away from the ears, let the heart breeze forward between the gate of the arms, and as you exhale, drop the chin towards your chest, turn the tailbone down and press the heart up towards the sky by pushing through the palms of your hands. Let's do that a few times. Such a classic way to begin a yoga class because it really is all about the breath and all about the spine. And this gives you access to that. Okay, and then transferring your weight to your left knee. Let's take the right leg out behind. Square the foot so the toes are pointing down and you're pushing out through the heel. Lift your gaze as you look up. Take a nice long inhale. And as you exhale, bring the knee in towards your chin, or almost as if you're going to kiss your own knee. Mwah. Inhale as you go back. Exhale, coming back in for another kiss. Mwah. Inhale as you go back. And this time as you exhale, you're going to place the foot forward between your hands. And then you're going to come up and reach your arms up high. So there's masses of scope here. You could be all the way back here, or you could be all the way forwards with your hips. Just maybe bring your hands to your waist and feel into that. And really it feels so much more rewarding when the hips are lunging forwards. You get such a nice stretch down through the hip here. Interlink your hands above your head, stretch up, maybe taking a little crescent moon to either side, making space in the body. And as you exhale, bring those palms to the thigh, press the knee forward, and almost push the knee away as you look up and lift the heart. Take a couple of breaths here. Inhale, reach the arms up again. As you exhale, take your hands back. You're going to move the sitting bones back behind you, walking the hands back, but keeping that front knee grounded so the front toes can point upwards. And you're moving the sitting bones back towards the heel behind you. The depth of this front heel pressing into the floor is what gives you the stretch through the hamstring. This is a runner's stretch. Walking your hands forwards again. Let's take the left hand, place it on the floor and reach the right hand up high. And then if you want a nice stretch to the side body, bend the elbow, bring the palm of the hand to the back of your head and push the head into the hand as you look up. Take a couple of breaths there. Inhale, that hand rises again. Exhale, hand comes down. We're going to tuck the toes under of the back foot. Push the heel away and use the back foot to pivot forwards and back and feel into your hip again here and into your legs. So take as much of a wriggle as you need to take. And then from here, you're going to straighten the front leg and then exhale, bend again. So inhale to straighten, exhale to bend. And there's no need for anything to be perfect. Perfectly imperfect is one of my favorite expressions. I'm trying with all the will in the world to breathe and move together. Okay, and then the next time you've come forward, just check you feel stable. Inhale, reach your arms up so you're coming into a lunge. And as you exhale, bring the hands down to the inside of your foot. Walk the foot over to the edge and let the hips become heavy. And take a little wriggle here. It's quite a strong stretch for first thing in the morning. These front toes might want to point out to the side slightly. As you inhale, you might want to reach the right hand up high. Bring the hand to the inner thigh and just press the knee away. And the hips will drop down even more. Inhale, right hand rises again. Exhale, hand comes down. You're going to drop the back knee and step the right knee back. And we'll do the same sequence now to the other side. Actually, before we do that, walk your hands forwards a little and let's do some circles with the hips. Stacking shoulders above wrists, hips above knees. Take the weight to the right knee as you extend the left leg back, pointing the toes down, pressing out through the heel. Take a nice long inhale. And as you exhale, bring the knee in towards the chest, give the knee a little kiss. Exhale as you go back. Inhale as you come forwards. Exhale as you go back. And inhale as you come forwards, plant the foot down between the hands. And take a moment to wriggle here. You can actively direct your breath around your body. It doesn't just have to be about your lungs. So you can take your awareness and breathe into your hips here. And let's bring our hands to our waist like we were before at the beginning. You have all this space, all this sort of ability to move here. And we want to try and get the hips forward if we can. Inhale, reach the arms up, interlink the fingers, taking a little crescent moon either side. And then bringing the interlinked fingers down to the top of your thigh, pressing the knee away, lifting the heart up towards the sky, and breathing, and you might even smile while you're here. If you're feeling wobbly, just press the front big toe into the floor. It's really stabilizing. And the other thing you can do is keep the back foot tucked under. For some people that's more comfortable. Okay, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take your hands down. We're going to keep the right hand on the floor and bring the left hand up as you inhale. And as you exhale, bring that hand back down. Move the sitting bones back. Walk your hands back towards that right knee. Keep that front heel pressing down into the ground. These front toes can point upwards. And find the stretch that works for you. So this is actually a preparation pose for doing the splits. We might do that next week maybe. Okay, inhale and exhale. Inhale as you come forwards. Tuck the toes under of the back foot. Press the heel away so that you're able to move backwards and forwards. Wriggle what needs to wriggle. Take the weight into that front foot as you inhale and come up. And as you exhale, come down on the inside of the knees. This front foot might go slightly to the side. Toes can point outwards. Hips go low as you look forwards. Inhale, bring the left arm up high. And as you exhale, bring the palm to the inner thigh, press the knee away. The foot is going to flip onto its knife edge. And you're going to see if you can just drop the hips a little bit lower. Inhale, reach that arm back up again. Exhale, hands down to the floor, drop the back knee and return both knees together. Okay, one more pose before we finish. Let's take the right leg back. And as you exhale, bring the knee forwards between your hands, slide the foot beneath you and out to the side. Your weight is still in your hands. Whilst you settle, the back foot might need to wriggle a little bit further back. Maybe you come up onto your fingertips and inhale as you lift the heart. Hips can become heavy. So this is called King Pigeon pose. Maybe you roll your shoulders to make sure they're not accidentally sliding up towards your ears. And maybe you walk your hands forwards. If that feels good, you can make your hands into a little pillow and lay your forehead down. There's loads of variations here. And for some, you might be feeling like you're slightly over to one side like that. And that's fine, just keep your weight in your hands and slowly start to edge this left hip in the direction of the floor. You can kind of rock. Be really compassionate and loving towards this front knee in particular. It doesn't need to feel any pinching or any pain. you can adapt around that. Well done. Take your weight to your hands, return to all fours. And then the left leg goes back out behind you. As you exhale, the knee comes forward between the hands and the foot swivels across in front of you, coming up onto your fingertips. Work that back foot a little further away. And if you feel like you're leaning Tower of Pisa, another thing you can always do is grab a pillow and just bring it underneath that hip. That can feel quite nice too. Okay, roll the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale as you sit up. And as you exhale, walk your hands forwards. Maybe coming into a forward bend, or maybe just staying up in King Pigeon. Drop the eyelids for a moment. Feel your breath. Let the hips become just a touch heavier. And then as you inhale, sweep that back leg around. Take the soles of the feet together, hold on to the toes, let the knees bounce to the side. And then bring the knees together. You might want to take your hands behind your back, separate the feet, so the knees stay together, the feet are apart. And we're just going to rock from side to side. And then come back to sitting, hands at your heart. I hope that felt good and that you have a glorious day, and I'll see you tomorrow for a little choir party. Namaste.